Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be showing you guys how to make a curtido, also known as a mixture of ingredients marinated or sitting on white vinegar. And this recipe goes great with tacos and basically anything that you can eat it with, and it tastes delicious. So let's go ahead and get started, you guys. For our ingredients, we are going to need onions, we're going to need carrots, and I already pre-peeled my carrots. We are going to need cauliflowers. I used about 2 whole cauliflowers. We're going to need jalapeños. You're going to need chile serranos, and that part is optional. Bay leaves. A small amount of cloves. A small amount of whole pepper. Ground pepper. Fresh oregano. Now, if you don't have any fresh oregano, you can simply just buy the dry oregano condiment. 6 garlic cloves. Salt. Extra virgin olive oil. White vinegar. A big pot to put all your ingredients in. A measuring cup. Water. Now I'm going to show you guys how I cut my ingredients. So I'm going to start off with my carrots. I'm basically just cutting them in a circle shape. And I'm going to do that with I think I used about 7 carrots, and they were pretty big. So I'll go ahead and show you guys right now how it looks. So this is how my carrots look like once they're done. I went ahead and placed them in a bowl and added some water. So I'm going to go ahead and set that to the side for whenever it's ready to get cooked. Then I'm going to go ahead and move on to my next ingredient, which is our jalapenos. For the jalapenos, I did use a good amount of jalapenos. I think I used about 10 to 15 jalapenos. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab a spoon, and I'm going to go ahead and clean my jalapenos. This part is optional. If you would like your curtido to have an extra spice, then you would go ahead and leave it. But for me, I prefer to clean my jalapenos. Then I'm just going to go ahead and slice them. And that's how it should look like. Then I'm going to just go ahead and set it to the side as well. My cauliflowers, I went ahead and used 2 whole cauliflowers. Then I went ahead and cut them in half and started separating the branches either with the knife or with the hand. And for this part, I did different sizes. And the reason why is because I want, people to have different choices of different bite sizes. I went ahead and did a small, medium, large. And then I'll go ahead and show you right now. Once I went ahead and cut out my cauliflowers, then I went ahead and set it to the side. Moving on to our last ingredient, our onions. I used 3 whole white onions, and I went ahead and cut my onion in half. Then I went ahead and just sliced my onion in a half moon shape, and I went ahead and did this to all of my onions. This part right here is optional. Like I said, I cleaned my jalapenos and I took out the seeds. So I do want some spiciness to my curtido. So this is where the chile serranos play. And I used about 2 or 3 chile serranos, and basically I just sliced them, but I went ahead and left the seeds just because I do want that spicy flavor in it. Now in a large pot, we're going to go ahead and add extra virgin olive oil. And we're going to go ahead and wait until our oil gets hot. Once it's hot, we're going to go ahead and add our 6 garlic cloves. And we're going to go ahead and saute our garlic cloves. Now I have my pot on medium. Once I sauteed my garlic cloves for about 3 to 4 minutes, then I'm going to go ahead and add my fresh oregano. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and saute it for another 2 to 3 minutes. And then slowly I'm going to start adding my other condiments. Now I do suggest that you add your bay leaves at the end, just because you don't want them to burn. They're more gentle, so I went ahead and added them at the end of my condiments. Then I'm just going to go ahead and continue sauteing them for another few more minutes. Once I see that everything has been sauteed and cooked, then I'm going to go ahead and add my first ingredient, which is my carrots. And I'm just going to slowly go ahead and add them to the pot and start stirring and sauteing them as well. So for each of the following ingredients, I'm just going to go ahead and saute them for about 5 minutes on medium heat. Then I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next ingredient, which is my onion. And I'm also going to go ahead and saute it for another 5 minutes and so on. And in the process, I'm going to go ahead and add a small amount of black ground pepper. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add the cauliflower. Last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and add my jalapeños and my chile serranos. And I'm just going to continue sauteing it. And this is the part where I go ahead and add any more ground pepper if needed and salt. Once all of your ingredients are incorporated together and have been cooking for about 10-15 minutes and they look pretty much done, then you're going to go ahead and add the white vinegar. So in total, I used about 1.5 cups of vinegar, and the next part is adding the water. So for the water, you're basically going to double the amount of vinegar that you added. So if I added 1.5 cups of vinegar, then I'm going to go ahead and add 3 cups of water. So it just depends the amount of curtido that you will be making. Like I said, I am making a good amount, so that's the amount of white vinegar and water that I needed to use. But if you make less, then you might possibly have to use less water and less vinegar. So it all depends on how much you're cooking. Once everything's mixed well together, then I'm going to go ahead and turn off my stovetop. And I'm going to go ahead and add my curtido in glass containers. And I went ahead and filled up 6 glass containers with the amount that I cooked today. Then I'm going to let it sit for 1 day because it just tastes better if you let it sit and marinate. And basically that's how my curtido looks like, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Thanks for watching.